Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of His Turn, Her Turn. I would be the His Turn part Paul Bryan, along with the car coach, Lauren Fix. Well,
here we are in Malibu, California. Not so bad during the winter, which is why we got to have our sunglasses on and be very California.
good duty. Good duty this week.
Especially because it's sub-zero at home.
Yeah, I know. We're back on the horse. It's a brand new year. We went to the Detroit show, saw what the industry had to offer last week, and now we are back on the road, and we're going to be coming to you more often than you can imagine.
Lots of episodes coming up in the near future, but we want to show you what's very stylish, very athletic, the 2018 Infiniti QX50.
Yeah, it's a whole new technology that we're going to get into a little bit deeper, but it's got some voodoo in there, because when I drive, it's got the special voodoo package, actually. when I drive it, it still feels every bit as much the 6 that it replaces.
Because it has torque, because it's sort of a combination, as we'll describe later, between diesel, which is compression, and gas engines, which are combustion. And so it goes between 8.1 compression to 14 to 1, so you're getting good fuel economy and good power.
Yeah.
Smart idea, and I think you're going to see other manufacturers jumping on board when they realize how smart technology this is.
We met the chief engineer last night who has been working on this, and he's been working on this technology. Guess how long? 20 years of his career has been dedicated to this new technology. And the result is the previous car, 20 miles per gallon, this car with the 4, 27. So a 35% increase in mileage with a reduction in displacement of the engine.
Yeah, I have to say, what you're getting is the torque that we want, the fuel economy. And I think when people, like I've said this, I continually say this, you buy horsepower, but you drive torque. So that plus the new athletic stance, the new design, the styling, I'm very impressed, because it takes a whole other look. It's a very pretty car.
It's a real pretty car.
And I love this pearlescence color that's on it.
Why don't we get behind the wheel? Let's go out and drive for a bit. And
you get to drive first.
Okay, as always. Let's go. This is a tough playground that this new QX50 is coming to. There's a lot of activity in here, because you've got a sport ute that's going up against some very, very tough competition in this segment. And you've got new product coming into it as well. So you have to look for different ways to differentiate yourself from the rest of the crowd in order to make an impact. Well, how do you do that? You can do it with style. This absolutely brings tons of style to the party. But from a driving perspective standpoint, what they've done is matched the performance of the previous model, which was a V6, with this new 4-cylinder engine, which, when you take a look at the raw numbers, it looks like it's down on power. It's not. The seats, I'm loving the seats. They're very, very comfortable, and they passed the lumbar test.
They passed the lumbar, 2-sided lumbar.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I don't have to hear about the Fargan lumbar again.
And heated and cooled seats.
Exactly.
Good job, Infiniti.
So they've brought a full suite of the safety stuff that you'll get into in a little bit here. But from a pure driving standpoint, I love the car. It really drives exceptionally well. The seats are great. I love the instrumentation. The 2 panels on controls and nav, for me, is very appealing. I know that there's a move in the industry to just go to a single panel.
I say 2. 2.
I like 2.
2. We both agree.
It's the Ernie Banks, you know. Let's play 2.
Yeah.
So anyway, I like that, because if I've got Navi up on the screen, I want to keep it there. I don't want to have to flip back and forth, and I like that an awful lot. Backroom seat, terrific. It's quiet like a cathedral at 2 a.m. It's a very, very quiet car. The attention to detail is super sweet, and we're going to take a look at the Ne Plus Ultra, what's it called? Biograph, autobiography, unauthorized biography. I don't know what the hell they're calling it. And we'll talk about prices at the end too. I'm digging this car an awful lot. Ms. Fix, would you please?
I will be happy to drive.
Okay.
Thank you for the handoff, Paul. I get to drive. Well, first off, my initial impression, as soon as I got in the car, and I'm one that drives a lot of different vehicles like Paul does, and I instantly can tell if something is drive-by-wire. And you can tell right away, just backing out of the parking space, that it was highly assisted so that you can get out of those super tight parking spaces that they're making these days. So that's probably a plus in retrospect. But as soon as I got on the road, you could feel the steering tighten up. And then we drove through the twisties up in Mulholland Drive, and I put it into sport mode, and you can see that the vehicle, this is not a sports car. People aren't going to drive this thing like a sports car, let's be honest. But the fact is, it handled really well. Performance in sport mode is great, but as soon as we dropped to the standard mode, there was a little difference. But the eco mode, wow. Matter of fact, Paul even said,
I thought you hit the brakes.
I thought you hit the brakes. It's like, yeah, no. That was the eco mode. I like the steering wheel. The seating position for me is a little odd, and we've had this conversation, Paul and I, about, he's really tall. How tall are you, Paul?
6'3".
He's 6'3", I'm 5'8". So for me, it took a while to get used to the seating position. It's just, I think it's, I'm not sure what it is. It's just not seating 100% for me. I'm not sure why. But I'll get comfortable with it. And when you own this car and you like this car, like I said, seating position is critical. Visibility is second. Visibility is good. When you put the car in reverse, the side mirrors dip down, which I really like. So there's a lot of pluses here. As far as gauges, I like the real gauges in front of me. There's all kinds of great options that you can set however you want in that little center screen that's between the gauges. So that's a personal thing. As far as the two screens, Paul and I are both in agreement that the two screens in the center stack are excellent. They're not huge screens as far as the navigation, but I don't think that makes much of a difference. You just need to know where you're going. It is color. It is easy to read, so I give them major credit for that. The processor is very fast, which I like that as well, because we're all so impatient. We stand in front of microwaves these days going, come on, go faster. The last thing I want to cover is ProPilot. You press the button, you set the cruise control, and what it does is it adds all the safety in. The lane change departure, the active cruise control, the distance control, the blind spot detection, and it does it for you. The idea is that you get fatigue on a highway when you're driving long distances, and it's supposed to keep you centered within the lane. It is not meant to be an autonomous vehicle, and it is probably more like level 2, so it's guiding you. But you still have to have your hands on the steering wheel to have some resistance. If you don't, it'll give you a visual alert, an audible alert, and it'll actually start slowing the vehicle down and applying the brakes so the people behind you know that it's slowing down. Would I use it? Probably not. Is it a selling point? I'm sure people will buy it thinking it's the coolest thing, but typically about 95% of people don't use all this extra stuff that you buy, so don't buy something if you're not going to use it. I think for $38,000, which is the entry level.
Whoa, wait a minute. You can say for $38,000.
Well, that's entry level, front wheel drive, but you can pack this up the way we test drove them, and it comes in at
almost 60.
58.1. Well, there's incentives and loyalty.
Well, no, it was 58 plus destination, so you're at 59.
Tax and
plus a D&D charge.
So whether you're going to the beach, like we might be doing this afternoon, or you're going to go for a drive and do something, I think this meets a lot of things. This is not a race car, as we had it on the curvy roads, and we did enjoy its handling. But most people aren't going to drive it that way. They're going to go to the grocery store, take their kids to soccer, and go visit the grandchildren.
Yeah, but what if you need milk really fast?
Then this depends what else is in the garage. No, this is a great car, I have to say. I think they did a wonderful job all the way around. And it will contend for the North American Utility Vehicle of the Year, which we are both jurors.
Absolutely it will. All right, let's wrap it up. I'm digging it. I'm feeling this vehicle. I'm relating to it, man. I'm in Southern California. I have to do something like that. Right down the road from Pepperdine University, my great regret of my life.
Oh, to each his own.
Should have gone to school there. Great golf course.
This is a great vehicle. Make sure to test all the vehicles that we suggest, and we drive all the competition as well. So make sure to check those out. And then, of course, follow us on Car Coach Reports, which you can sign up for at my website, laurenfix.com. Follow me on all forms of social media at laurenfix. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Find me on Facebook, and also I tweet at @ThePaulBryan. Except no substitutes. So from Southern California, from beautiful Malibu.
Yes.
God, how tough is life here? Anyway, thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you from a lot of crazy places coming up here in the very near future.
A lot of places across the globe.
Make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye.
I wish I had more performance, but maybe that's just me, because I tend to be spoiled. I know you buy horsepower and drive torque. stupid? Don't put that in there. All right. Oh, safety.